So the COVID situation here in Melbourne has been actually quite good. So we're into the position now where we can pretty much start living normally again. We still have to take some precautions, but it seems like the only time we have to wear masks now is when we're on a train or public transport and if we can't socially distance. But it also means that I can get out and take photos again, which is really good. I mean, I kind of enjoyed the year off not doing anything, but it's nice to get back. So the first thing I have to show you is the Banyule Lantern Festival, which I went to just over a week ago. They had all these lanterns set up. It was an interesting exhibition, I guess you could call it, but it was also kind of annoying because you really couldn't get photos. Videos were so hard to get because everybody kept putting their kids in front of them to take photos. So I wish they'd had barriers so people couldn't really do that. But anyway, here's a few videos of what we saw there. Second lot of videos is from my trip into the city. I went in with my friend Steve and we just wandered around the river taking some photos. It's quite interesting being there after more than a year since I've been in there. It was nice to get back to the Yarra River, get back to some of my favourite places. So watch along and you can see where I went. Hey everyone, probably can't see me very well, so I can turn around and do this a bit better. I'm in the city. It's my first time I've been in the city for over a year. I'm here just before sunrise to meet my friend Steve, and we're going to do hopefully some long exposure photography, see if we can get a sunrise. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know if the sky is looking that good. Actually, it's not looking too bad. There's quite a bit of cloud there. But maybe the biggest concern is whether or not there's too much cloud that it just kind of blocks any sunrise. But I guess we'll find out. I'm a bit early, So I'm just waiting for him to get here. So I might just check out and see what's happening. So hopefully you can kind of see the cloud there. I guess it just really depends on how thick it is. Although it looks like there could be some colour in it already. So let me see if I can zoom in a bit. See there? It's a possibility. I might actually even start setting my camera up. So Melbourne's starting to wake up. Melbourne is starting to wake up. So the sun's coming up and the sun might appear, may not. So here on the Evan Walker Bridge, got my tripod set up. You can see this is Bucky's first time really out in the wild, and we're going to try taking some photos. I did take one, let's see if we can, but with this archway, so using the archway as my leading line, I guess you could say, over this bridge. It's kind of one of my favourite angles in Melbourne to photograph, so let's see what I can get. So we're getting a lot more colour in the sky now. So I might need to borrow my adapter ring back off Steve for a couple of quick shots with the filters. See if I can get a longer exposure. So I'm trying a long exposure now. I'm just with a 6-stop. Just mainly to give me a bit more time to see if I can smooth the water down a bit. So hopefully behind me you can see, that there really wasn't a sunrise. There was a little bit of colour, but not really enough, not for what us photographers like. So we're probably not going to stay here that much longer. We're trying a few long exposures, which is kind of nice to get the filters on. So I'm just going to turn this off and turn it around and show you what my setup is right now. So here's my setup. I've got my Fujifilm X-T3 set up, and on it I've got my Format Hi-Tech filters. I've only got a 6-stop and a 3-stop soft grad in it at the moment, but I'll probably be changing it to the 10-stop as the sun comes up or we get more light. And I'm also using Bucky, my 3-legged thing tripod, which is kind of the first time I've used this one really out in the wild. I think I mentioned that before, but anyway, we'll see how he goes. Here's the views. So as you can see, the sun's basically come up now, and anyway, clouds, which is good. So I've changed to the 10-stop now. As we're getting more and more light, I need to keep changing, and I'm fairly certain that soon I'll probably have to change to the 13. So I've just had some coffee, and as you can see, the sun has kind of come out now. I've got my sunglasses on, so it makes long exposure photography sometimes harder, but anyway, we'll see what I can get. I'm just going to turn this around so you can see one of my favourite scenes in Melbourne. Hopefully I can do this. This is one of my favourites. So as you can see, I've got the camera set up. I've changed the filter to a 13 stop now because the sun's out, so I'm going to need something stronger to help me get a longer exposure. We'll see what I can get. I don't know if you can see there, but I've just added my soft grad. The sky is it's coming out a bit light, so I just need to add a bit of darkness there so I can get more definition. I know quite a few of you who watch my channel also like to see what's going on in the garden. There isn't really a lot to report. Not much has been happening. It's been, we're kind of in between seasons right now. So we've got, things are dying, I'm waiting for things to die off so I can start getting the beds ready for winter crops and that kind of thing, planning what I'm going to do for next spring. But I'll just give you a quick look now at what's been happening. So it's a bit hard because of the shade, but the what are they called? The dahlias aren't looking great. We had really too much rain this summer, which is hard to believe that we would actually be saying that, but it's true. There's been a lot of I don't know, they've suffered from a lot of like mildew or milky mildew or something, I don't know what it's called, but it's been pretty horrible. The corn got a bit bug infested. I am starting to get some raspberries, which is quite nice. They're more out the front. But seriously, it's just more waiting, as I just said. So we're going to see if we can put in more raised garden beds. So that bed there is going to go, and this one here. So we're going to put in 3 raised garden beds. I'm just waiting for them to arrive in stock, and then I'll fill them up and start using them. I've got some really large grow bags to plant some stuff in. I've just got to get some soil. I've pulled out all the cucumbers now, And some of the zucchinis, it's starting to look a bit messy, and I need to get out here, but the hot weather has pretty much gone now, so I can spend more time out here. I hate being out here when it's really hot, I hate being in the sun. So now that, I mean, we're really lucky, autumn has come really early this year, so we can start planning and getting stuff ready. Normally it's still pretty hot this time of the year, and we usually don't get as much rain as what we've had, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna that's pretty much all that's been happening. It's just kind of waiting now. I've got some seeds, I've planted some seeds for some winter crops, and I've got garlic and potatoes to do, so I'll give you more of an update when more has happened. Actually, this is something that I really wanted to show you guys. We've got this Monstera something or other, which has been here ever since we moved into this house, and it kind of has taken up this whole side area. But as you can see, I've been cutting it down and getting rid of it. I'm actually thinking that I want to put in a rainwater tank, and up here is the downpipe for the roof. So I think this would be a great place to put a tank. I just need to put it up a bit so that I can use gravity to water the garden with it. I don't know how big a tank I'll get, but after our last water bill, it's pretty important that we get some water from somewhere else. Well, that's it for this week. So a bit of photography, a little bit of the garden. I'm trying to work out how to share the garden, but I suspect there's going to be a lot more photography than gardening, at least for the next couple of months until everything gets done. But we'll see how we go. I'll keep trying to share what I'm doing in the garden, but I have to admit, after almost a year of doing almost no photography, it is really nice to get out and do some more. So more trips are planned, more videos. So I hope you enjoy seeing the photography, and I hope you enjoy seeing some of the photos that I've processed. It's been nice to actually get back on the computer and back into Photoshop and do some work on them. Okay, anyway, I'll see you next week, and don't forget, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, like the video, maybe even leave me a comment and say hello. I'll see you next week.